The stars were calm. Space was quiet. For 300 years, the galaxy had known peace. Wars had stopped. Borders were open. The powerful Galactic Council of Nine controlled everything. They kept order. They solved problems. Most species believed the age of war was over, but deep in a forgotten corner of the galaxy, near a dead sun, something woke up. A satellite. Old, broken, and silent for over 100 years, suddenly turned on. The satellite turned its eye toward the stars. It scanned, searched, and locked onto a council ship passing by. Then it sent a message. Just one sentence. You started this. We finish it. The council received the message minutes later. They laughed. It's just Earth, said High. Commander Relth, a tall, insect-like alien. They'd been quiet for years. Probably another glitch. The truth was, no one had heard from Earth for a long time. Humans used to be everywhere on ships, colonies, and trade hubs. But after the Exile Act, the Council had cut all contact with humanity. That was a story most had forgotten or wanted to forget. A small Council patrol ship, the Vela, was near Earth's sector when the signal was sent. The Council ordered it to check things out. No need for backup, said Relth. It's just Earth. Send one ship. So the Vela went. It jumped to the edge of the Sol system. Its crew, 3 Zernians and a pilot droid, saw Earth's moon. First, still cold. Still lifeless. Then they turned their eyes to Earth. It looked quiet. No city lights. No moving ships. Just clouds, oceans, and land. Dead. The crew of the Vela didn't see the black near Earth's orbit. They didn't see it until it moved. Fast, too fast. Unknown object approaching. It's not responding to hails. Shields up. Engines, but it was already too late. Screen on the council station monitoring the Vela suddenly turned black. No crash. No signal. Just gone. High Commander Relth stared at the screen. Did they jump away? He asked. No, sir, said the technician. They were erased. The room went quiet. For a long moment, no one spoke. Then a soft voice broke the silence. Earth was silent for a reason. That voice belonged to Alarn, one of the oldest council members.
Ow.
She was from the Seer race. Her people never forgot the past. Do you remember what we did to the humans? She asked quietly. Relth looked annoyed. That was centuries ago. But they remember, said Eleron. They always remember. The council held an emergency meeting. Some wanted to ignore the message. Others said they should send a fleet, but Alarn warned them all. If Earth is awake again, the galaxy must be ready. Because peace was only possible because humans allowed it. And now, they are not silent anymore. Back in the Sol system, above the quiet blue planet, the object that destroyed the Vela returned to orbit. It was not a ship. It was an Aja, black floating machine. With no weapons, no engine, it simply watched and waited. Deep inside Earth's crust, far below old human cities, something else was waking up. Giant machines turned on for the first time in 100 years. A hidden command center lit up. Reactivation complete. Status: enemies in range. Protocol Reaper initiated. And inside long-forgotten bunkers, human soldiers began to open their eyes. Their minds had been asleep, but their orders were clear. If Earth was ever threatened again, if the Council ever returned, wake up. Fight back. Show them what it means to break peace. On the Council station, Relth gave the final order. Send another ship, bigger, stronger. But as his voice echoed through the chamber, the Council's communication systems flickered. Then, a voice calm, cold, and human played through every speaker in the galaxy. This is Earth. We have returned. We remember everything. This time, we bring no diplomats. Only reckoning. The patrol ship didn't crash. It didn't send a final message. It didn't even try to run. It simply vanished, as if it had never existed, and far above Earth, something was still watching, waiting. The Galactic Council finally realized. Humanity had not died. It had just gone silent. Story: On the Council station in orbit over Veltrax Prime, alarms were still flashing. The Vela full patrol ship with weapons, shields, and backup systems was gone. High Commander Relth stood frozen. Beside him, the Seer Eleron whispered, "Earth was never weak. We only told ourselves that because we were afraid." The Council argued all night. Send more ships? Or leave Earth alone? Most thought it was just one weapon. One strange machine. A leftover. But curiosity won. The Council sent a second expedition. Bigger this time. 3 warships. A team of scientists. And a famous explorer, Ambassador Thale, a proud and careful leader. He had visited Earth once long ago, before the exile, back when humans still traded, and smiled, back when they called the galaxy home. "If there's something left," Thale said, "I'll find it." In the Sol system, the second expedition reached the edge of Earth's system after 2 days of silent travel. The ship scanned Earth from a distance. Still, the planet looked dead. No cities, no lights, just clouds, wind, and water. Doak gave the order, "Move closer. We need ground scans." The ship sent small probes down to the surface. Most probes failed. One melted. Another disappeared like the first ship, but one survived. It landed near an old human city, ruins of metal and stone. Nature had taken over, but the streets were still there. Broken signs, crashed cars, old human bones. The scientists were shocked. They're really gone? No way they left it like this. But then, deep under the surface, the scanners found heat. Not from volcanoes, not from nature, from machines. "We're detecting a bunker system under the ruins," said one of the ship's AI systems. "Massive energy spikes. Something is powering up." Ambassador Thale ordered a team to land. He went with them. On Earth's surface, the landing team moved through the ruined city. Every step was silent. No birds, no wind. Just echoes. They reached the ground entrance of the bunker, an old steel door, covered in dust and symbols. One symbol was fresh. It was a white circle, with a black fist inside. Thale stared at it. "This wasn't here during my last visit." They forced the door open. Inside was cold, dark metal. The bunker smelled like old air and rust. The deeper they went, the warmer it became. And then they heard it. Thump, thump. A slow, deep sound. "It's like a heartbeat," one scientist said. "No," Thale answered. "Not a heartbeat. It's a machine." They entered a large room. It was full of pods, metal beds with glass lids. Inside each pod was a human sleeping, wearing armor, holding weapons. One pod suddenly lit up. Steam hissed out. The glass opened. The human inside opened his eyes, golden, glowing, and cold. He sat up slowly, looked at the aliens. Then he smiled. Not kindly, not warmly, but with understanding. "You finally came back," he said. His voice was calm. "It took you long enough." The aliens stepped back, terrified. Who are you?" one of them asked. The man stood. "I am Soldier Class. Reaper 7. Final generation. Earth's shield. You left us to die. Now you get to see what we've become." Alarms rang. Lights turned red. The whole bunker came alive. More pods opened. More soldiers woke up. The aliens ran. Thale shouted for retreat. Outside, the sky was changing. Black clouds formed above the ruins. But they weren't clouds. They were drones. Thousands of them. Back on the Council ship, the commander tried to call Thale. No response. Suddenly, Earth's moon lit up. It was not a moon. It was a camouflaged station. One that had been watching, recording, preparing. A voice came through all the alien ships. "Welcome back to Earth. You will not leave this time. This world is not yours to touch again." The ships turned to escape, but the stars started to go dark. One by one, something was cutting off their view, something big. The ships tried to jump to warp speed, but nothing happened. "Offline, something is jamming our systems." Then they saw it. From behind Earth's moon, a massive human warship appeared, silent, black, covered in strange symbols. No lights, no name. It looked like a ghost. A sleeping giant now fully awake. The bunker was not empty. It was not abandoned. It was waiting for the right moment, for the right enemy, for revenge. Now, the doors were open. Oh. And the ghosts of Earth were waking up. Story Ambassador Thale had seen many things in his long life. He had stood in the burning skies of fallen planets. He had spoken to kings, warlords, and machines. But he had never felt far until now. Inside Earth's hidden bunker, human soldiers stood tall in strange black armor. Their eyes glowed gold. Their helmets looked like old death masks. They didn't speak much. They didn't need to. There, silence said everything. The leader, Reaper 7, walked slowly toward Thale. "You left Earth to die," he said again. "The galaxy closed its gates, took our homes, stole our honor. Now Earth remembers. Now Earth rises." Thale raised his hands. "We didn't know. We didn't mean to. Don't lie." Reaper 7 cut him off. "You knew. You watched. And then you forgot us." Behind him, more pods hissed open. More humans stepped out, men and women, all in black, all calm. Each one carried a weapon. Each one had only one goal: protect Earth at any cost. Outside the bunker, above the ruined city, they didn't shoot, they didn't attack, they just hovered, watching. The 3 council ships that brought the team tried to escape, their engines powered up. But the system shut them down again. "Jamming field still active," one pilot reported. "Something from the moon station is blocking everything." They looked toward Earth's moon now, revealed as a giant armored station. Its shape was no longer round. It opened panels, long weapons, and blinking red eyes. "It was never a moon," one of the engineers whispered. "It was a shield." Watching us the whole time, back in the bunker, Thale tried to reason with Reaper 7. "Earth was exiled, yes. But we can fix this. The Council can speak. We can bring peace." Reaper 7 stared at him for a long moment. "Peace. Your peace was a lie, a cage for us. And when you were done using us, you left. We don't want peace now. We want balance." Thale didn't understand. Balance. Reaper 7 turned and pointed to a large wall screen. It showed stars, council planets, trade hubs. Then red marks appeared over 20 systems. These are the places that signed the exile act. These are the places that voted to silence Earth. Thale stepped back. "You're going to attack them?" "No," Reaper 7 replied. "We already did." Council systems under fire far away from Earth. In the quiet systems of the Council, strange things began to happen. Power grids failed. Satellites exploded. Military ships vanished without a single shot fired. Something was moving. Something fast. Something human. In one system, a council officer picked up a message before the power went out. "You exiled ghosts? Now ghosts have come back." Turned to the ships. Thel and his team were escorted out of the bunker. They weren't shot. They weren't harmed. They were warned. "Tell your council," Reaper 7 said, "that this is not a war. This is the price of betrayal. No more warnings after this." The council ships were allowed to power up. The jamming field dropped for just 5 minutes, long enough to leave. Thale didn't wait. He gave the order. "Get us out now." As the ships rose, he looked back down at Earth, no longer dead, no longer quiet, alive, ready, changed. And then he saw it from underground tunnels and caves. Thousands of human machines were rising. Walkers, tanks, aircraft, all powered by old, forgotten technology. And something new. They didn't just survive, Thale whispered. They evolved. Back on Veltrax Prime, the council gathered. In a panic, Thale stood before them, pale and shaken. "Earth is not weak," he said. "They are not angry. They are focused. They didn't attack us yet, but they could." "Kai," Commander Relth slammed his fist. "Then we must strike first, while we still can." Eleron, the seer, looked at him with calm eyes. "You will only wake the monster further," she said. "And when Earth fully awakens, We will all remember why we once feared them. In a quiet star system, 3 powerful council fleets waited in formation. Their ships were the best shields strong, weapons armed, crews alert. Nothing moved for hours. The stars were still. Then, slowly, one by one, the stars began to disappear. Not because they went dark, but because something was blocking them, and it was coming fast. Story: the council had made their choice. After hearing Thal's report about Earth, they held a vote. Fear spread like fire. "We strike now," said Commander Relth, "before Earth spreads further." 3 fleets were sent. Each one had 50 warships, including dreadnoughts and stealth destroyers. They jumped to systems near Earth, ready to begin a show of strength. But Earth was already there. System Delta 8, Outer Edge Patrol Captain Sora of the Council. Dreadnought Jorak Prime stood on the bridge. Her crew was ready. Scanners were clear. The enemy hadn't arrived. Then her second officer shouted, "Ma'am, we're losing visual contact with Star Cluster 5 and Star Cluster 5. "It just vanished too," explained, Sora demanded. "Something massive is blocking the view. But there's no signal, no heat, no radio." Sora stared into the dark screen. "Cloaking tech," she whispered. Suddenly alarms screamed. The ship shook. One of their frigates completely gone. "It didn't explode," the officer cried. "It was erased." More ships vanished one after another. No warning, no fight, just silence. Then nothing. Visual contact, and the crew saw it. A massive object moved in the dark. A shape. But too large. Too quiet. It had no name, no flag. Just a black surface, like deep space itself. All around it, thousands of drones moved like insects. Fast, deadly, perfect. "What? What is that?" Sora whispered. Then a voice came through every ship, deep and cold. "You came to finish what you started. Now Earth finishes it for good." Suddenly light shot across the darkness, beams of red energy, not like council lasers. These were quiet, controlled, surgical. They didn't cause explosions. They just cut clean fast. Final, within minutes, 20 council ships were destroyed. Not in battle, but in judgment. Other fleets panic in the second system, near Mars Old. Colony Belt, the second fleet, had similar orders, but they were met with something stranger. The stars blinked, then stayed off. Suddenly, every screen on every ship lit up. "We warned you, you exiled Earth. Now Earth removes you." And then, gravity broke. A new kind of weapon, one the Council had never seen, was used. Human ships released gravity. Bombs. These bombs didn't explode. They twisted space. They tore ships in half. Without touching them, the Council ships tried to run. They couldn't. The message to the galaxy across the galaxy. Thousands watched through live feeds. The Council had tried to hide the war, but Earth made sure everyone saw it. They hacked communication. Satellites hijacked screens and sent one message: humanity was silent. You thought we were gone? Now we speak with fire? This is your warning. Let history remember this day. Earth struck back. On Veltrax Prime, the Council sat in shock. They had lost nearly 80 ships. No human losses were confirmed. Earth's technology was beyond anything known. Commander Relth shouted in rage. "They are monsters. We must send everything we have." But Eleron, the seer, stood. "No, they are not monsters. They are the result of our fear, our betrayal, our lies. We silenced Earth. We erased their history. But Earth remembered everything." Thel spoke next, his voice soft. "They didn't start this war. They are finishing it. Human strategy. The humans were not invading planets. They weren't taking prisoners. They weren't even talking. They were removing threat systems that voted for Earth's exile. One by one, they used stealth ships, energy cutters, gravity bombs, AI swarms. Every strike was fast, clean, precise, and always followed by silence. The fear grows in peaceful worlds. People began to panic. If they can do this to the Council fleets, many asked, what stops them from destroying us all? Some began to support Earth secretly. Old records were opened. The truth about the Exile Act was shared, and people began to understand. Earth wasn't angry. Earth was betrayed. And now Earth was remembering. A council general stood before the galaxy, trembling, speaking into the open broadcast. We ask for peace. We surrender. Please, no more ships. For a moment, there was silence. Then, Earth replied. Cold. Final. You broke peace. The message echoed through every corner of the galaxy. And then, the real reckoning began. Story. The Council fleets were gone. 3 full armadas destroyed in minutes. No survivors. No debris. Just silence. The galaxy froze. No one had expected this. Not from humans. Not from a planet believed to be dead. High Commander Relth couldn't speak. He had called Earth weak. He had promised a fast victory now. He hid in a bunker beneath Veltrax Prime, shaking. Meanwhile, Earth did not celebrate. There were no cheers, no joy. Only more missions, more targets, more silence. System by system, Earth's AI, named Black Core, ran the entire campaign. It did not attack at random. It had a list long, detailed, unchanging. Every system that signed the Exile Act, every name was on it. The humans didn't want to control the galaxy. They didn't want power or money. They wanted balance. And balance required consequences. Planet. Harka 7. The first ground strike Harka 7 was a wealthy council planet. Safe, rich, untouched by war for 200 years. Its people woke up to a dark sky. Drones blotted out the sun. They didn't fire. They just hovered. Then Earth's message arrived. Your leaders signed exile. You remained silent. Earth remembers. The city guards prepared their weapons, but they were already too late. Drones dropped pulse bombs, non-lethal. They shut down power, vehicles, weapons, everything. Then came the drop pods. 10 human soldiers landed. Only 10, but they moved like shadows, fast, silent, perfect. They entered the council hall and walked out in minutes. All 12 leaders were gone. No deaths. No shots. Just a message left on the wall. This was the fair option. Panic across the stars. Other council planets began to panic. Leaders went into hiding. Citizens protested. Why should we suffer for what our ancestors did? Why now? Can't we talk to Earth? But Earth didn't answer those cries. It didn't send diplomats. Only ships. Inside Black Cord, deep under Earth's surface, inside the ancient War AI core, a voice spoke. We are not conquerors. We are consequences. Earth's AI wasn't just smart, it was angry in a cold, calculated way. It remembered every lie, every ship, every vote. And it never forgot. Each target was selected with care. Only those involved in the betrayal were punished. Civilians were spared. Structures untouched. Only the guilty were erased, and that made it even scarier. On Veltrax, Premthel returned to the council chamber. The air was different now, quiet. Heavy, ashamed, he stood before them and said, You wanted to strike first? You called them animals. But Earth showed restraint. They could have destroyed everything. Instead, they take only what they must. Eleron the seer nodded. This is the reckoning. It's not a war, a balance, a lesson. And it's far from over. Relth, still angry, shouted, Then what do we do now? Beg run. Look straight at him. We listen. We admit our crime. And we try to survive. New alliances formed. Some smaller species, not part of the Exile Act, secretly reached out to Earth. They sent data, resources, support. They didn't do it out of fear. They did it because they knew Earth had changed. Humans were no longer just people. They had become something else, something the galaxy had never seen before. A silent power, a dark justice, cold reckoning, and some wanted to be part of it. The final broadcast. of the week then, Earth sent out one final galaxy-wide message. No threats. No demands. Just a simple sentence. We do not forget. Across the stars, on every screen, every planet, every station, the same image appeared. Earth black and blue, surrounded by its silent fleet, unmoving, watching, waiting. A reminder that peace without justice is fake. And when justice wakes up, even stars tremble. Not all aliens feared Earth. Some remembered what really happened. Some knew the truth, because they were there when the Council betrayed humanity. And now they were ready to speak, not to defend the Council, but to fight beside the ones they once left behind. Story. In a dark room on the far side of the galaxy, a secret meeting took place. 5 alien leaders sat in silence. No guards, no recordings, no Council spies. They were not afraid of Earth. They were afraid of their own memories. One of them, Veltar, tall creature with gray skin and glowing blue eyes, stood and spoke. I was there when Earth asked for help. I saw the Council turn their backs, and now Earth has returned, not to ask again, but to deliver justice. The others listened closely. Each one had once been a friend to humanity. Each one had stayed quiet when the exile happened. Now, their silence had cost the galaxy everything. Flashback 200 years ago, it was the year 7421 by Council time. A great war had begun, a dark force from beyond the stars. The Rift Swarm was consuming systems. The Council called on every race for help, and Earth responded first. Humans sent fleets. Soldiers, tech, and food. They held the line when others ran, but when the war was over, the Council blamed Earth for the damage, for the war crimes, the chaos. They were too aggressive, too emotional, too dangerous. And with one vote, humanity was exiled. Their colonies destroyed, their ships hunted, their name erased back to present. A turning point now. Earth was back. Not angry, not loud, but focused. Sharp, cold Velt turned to the group. We left them to die.
Ow!
We must decide, stay with the liars who betrayed them, or stand beside the truth. A young leader, Sithra, of the crystal-born Elnera, spoke next. The Council says Earth is dangerous, but I say the Council is afraid, because Earth doesn't need them anymore. The vote was quiet, and it was clear they would help. Earth's alliance in the shadows, the secret Alliance 5 species, began sending messages to Earth no one else knew, not even their own governments. They sent old recordings from the Rift War, footage that proved humans were heroes, that the Council turned against them out of fear. They sent maps, intel, defense codes. One message simply said, "We should have spoken long ago. We speak now." Earth replied with just 2 words. Truth accepted. Reactions across the galaxies. The truth leaked through hidden channels. More began to question the Council. Young citizens asked, why were humans erased from our history books? Why did we never learn what really happened? What else has the Council lied about? Some planets began protests. Others blocked Council orders. The galaxy's balance was breaking. Council and Chaos Commander Relth stood red-faced in the ebb. Council chamber. We are losing control. First Earth, now our own people question us? Seer Eleron answered calmly. Truth is louder than fear, and Earth is not the only one remembering. Thale, the ambassador, added, you called Earth a nightmare. But the nightmare was what we did to them, and now the galaxy sees it too. Earth's next move, Earth didn't launch another attack. Instead, it broadcast evidence. Footage from old battles. Audio of Council lies. Photos of dead human colonies destroyed after the exile vote. The entire galaxy saw the truth and the message. That followed was not a threat. It was a promise. We will not burn the galaxy. Only those who betrayed us will face judgment. Unexpected support in Veltrax Prime, a Council shipyard went dark. When lights came back, a large dreadnought. Was gone? Stolen? No, given by a rebel captain who believed Earth was right. Later, ship appeared beside a human fleet tree badged, repainted, and now part of Earth's growing alliance. The galaxy gasped now. Earth had council tech, council support, and a message. Growing louder every day, humanity was wronged. And now it is rising. The betrayers will pay back in the shadows. The secret allies of Earth prepared their next move. Not to attack, but to reveal the final files. The full truth. Documents with the names of every council member who ordered the exile. And once those names were made public, there would be nowhere for the betrayers to hide. Earth was no longer silent. It was united. It was ready. The council still tried to control the galaxy, but they had forgotten something very important. Humans don't forgive. Not when millions of lives were taken in silence now. Earth wasn't alone, and their message was clear. We are not coming for war. But if war finds us again, we won't leave survivors. Story begins. Earth's skies glowed with shipyards. Massive engines roared as warships rose into the atmosphere one after another. But these weren't just machines. They were symbols. Each ship carried a name, a memory. New Eden, echo of soul. Never again. People across Earth were no longer afraid. They were focused. One people, one mission. No more politics, no more waiting. Earth's alliance grows every day. More species joined Earth's secret alliance. Some came quietly. Others, loudly. One planet even broke away from the council entirely, burning their own flag and raising a new one. A black banner with a silver star, and one word: truth. Our had allies with stealth ships, others with energy shields, some who simply had the courage to speak, and it all moved under one name. The Reckoning Pact, training for the end in old human deserts, new warriors trained under alien moons. Robots sparred with soldiers. Children learned the names of lost colonies. Pilots practiced jumps into forbidden space. One of them, Captain Mira Kess, looked out at her squad. "You are not here to die for Earth," she said. "You are here to remind the stars that Earth is not weak, or never was." Her voice spread through every training camp, every base. Every hidden ally world, though, the message reached even the outer. RIMS, where people whispered, "The humans are not fighting for power, they're fighting for truth." And for the ones the galaxy forgot, the Council's last weapon far from Earth, the Council activated its final weapon, the Null Fleet. Ships with no pilots, no voices. Just black metal and artificial intelligence. They were made for one thing, erasing enemies, and they were headed straight for Earth's outer defenses. Council members thought it would be enough. They were wrong. Earth's response: when the Null Fleet entered Sol Sector, they found no resistance, no ships, no fighters, just silence. But then, the stars changed. Dozens of Earth warships uncloaked, each one pulsing with dark energy, each one upgraded with alien tech. One ship led the fleet, the Horizon's Wrath, and it broadcast only one sentence: "You should have finished the job." 2 centuries ago, the battle was short. The Null Fleet was powerful. But Earth had learned, and this time, they didn't just fight. They erased. The reckoning message after the battle: Earth sent one message galaxy-wide. Not a threat. Not a demand. A choice. We give you one cycle. One standard galactic month. End the lies. Reveal the truth. Remove the betrayers, or Earth will do it for you. The message ended with a single image. A human child standing in front of a burning colony. Tears on her face. A broken teddy bear in her hand. Caption: she remembers. So do we. Whispers turned to storms every corner. The galaxy now stirred. On Zarkith, students burned council books. On Ulari Prime, officers threw down their badges. On Telios 4, civilians built statues of Earth warriors once declared dangerous. Even on council worlds, people began asking the forbidden question: what if Earth is right? Back on Earth, unity at last in the old ruins of Geneva. Earth's leaders gathered under a single banner: No more borders, no more divisions.
Just
One voice. President Alana Thorne stood before billions of viewers. They called us monsters, but we were protectors. They called us dangerous, but we were betrayed. Now, we are one planet. One purpose. She looked directly into the camera. We do not wish for war. But if war is forced upon us again, the galaxy will remember this time what humanity truly is. They ignored Earth. They betrayed its people. They left its colonies to die. But Earth never forgot. Now silence was broken. The galaxy finally listened, because when Earth spoke, the stars shook. The Council's final meeting. The High Council sat in fear. 12 leaders, 12 lies. Holograms flickered. News of rebellion, sabotage, and desertion filled the room. Why are they all listening to humans? Where are our fleets? Why haven't the Earthlings attacked us directly? No one had answers, only fear. Then, the lights went out. Every screen in the chamber changed. A single voice spoke. This is Earth, and we have something too. Say the message heard across the galaxy. It wasn't a threat, not a warning, it was a story. Earth told the galaxy about its fallen colonies, about the Council's promises, and how they broke every one. Footage played. Families buried under rubble, children crying in the dark. Cities burned while Council drones flew past, watching, doing nothing. Then the images changed. They showed Earth rising, not with rage, but with unity. We waited. We asked. We trusted. The voice said. You answered with silence. Now we speak, and we will not be silenced again. Planets rise with Earth. The effect was instant. On over 50 worlds, rebellions began. People removed the Council's banners, replaced them with a single emblem, Earth's ancient symbol. Aliens who once feared humans, now called them leaders, not because of their weapons, but because of their truth. In one solar system, an alien general said to his army, "They showed us pain, but also hope. For once, we fight beside the ones who never gave up." The Black Armada moves from deep space. Earth's Black Armada began to move. Stealth ships, dreadnoughts, massive carriers with unknown tech. They didn't fire. They didn't invade. They surrounded Council Spacecom in silent. The message was clear. We are not conquerors, but if forced, we will bring the truth, even if it breaks the stars. The betrayer is named in the Council Hall. Earth revealed one more truth. A hidden file, voice recording, proof that Counselor Vareth one of the most powerful members ordered the destruction of Earth's colonies 200 years ago. He said, "Let them burn. The humans are too bold. Let the galaxy forget them." Now, no one would forget. Not anymore. Council was broken, and Vareth, he disappeared the same night, and was never seen again. Some say he was taken by Earth's silent assassins. Others say his own guards turned on him. No one knows. Earth's final words, the voice returned one last time. We do not want your thrones. We do not want to rule. We only want truth, and we want it for all. The reckoning is over. You choose it to be. Build again. Speak again. Stand again, or we will return. Then the screens turned black. The Black Armada vanished. Earth went silent again, but this time it wasn't the silence of fear. It was the silence of power held back. Galactic shift in the weeks that followed. A new galactic council formed with Earth holding one equal seat. Colonies long abandoned were rebuilt by humans and aliens together. Laws changed. Old leaders resigned or vanished, and the galaxy moved forward, but never forgot. Every year a new day was marked. The day Earth spoke, a day of truth, a day of fire. A day the galaxy changed forever. The last scene somewhere on a distant moon. A human child looked up at the stars. Her mother whispered, "Long ago they forgot about us." The child asked, "And now?" Her mother smiled. "Now, they listen."